transparency and committed to changing their corporate cultures starting at the highest levels.
The banks will pay billions in penalties. Well, documents seized from the Navy SEALs raid on Osama bin Laden's compound have been released by U.S. intelligence. A job application includes the question, who should we contact in case you became a martyr? Right now, the Dow is 17 points higher. S&P is up 4. I'm Evan Haining.
Ford is taking the EcoBoost Challenge all across America, inviting everyone to test drive America's best-selling brand. And people everywhere are discovering that EcoBoost technology delivers impressive power and performance.
Oh, wow. Ford has really stepped up.
I definitely feel the EcoBoost in the Ford Escape.
Are you sure the Fusion's not a sports car?
This F-150's got some guts to it.
So come get behind the wheel and experience the new Ford lineup for yourself.
I'm young, so I kind of do want a cool-looking car, and this is it.
Really smooth, powerful, and sporty.
Ford cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Great styling, innovative features, and EcoBoost technology. It's all here.
Awesome. I prefer, without a doubt, the Escape over the CR-V.
Fusion is rocking it, man.
My opinion of Ford has dramatically changed.
This is the future, and this is Ford, and they are way ahead of the game.
Hurry to your local Ford dealer for the EcoBoost Challenge sales event going on now. Best-selling based on 2014 calendar year sales.
It's Mike Manahan, host of Biz Rap Radio, the show all about small business and entrepreneurs. Join me every Friday at 3 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio.
Good afternoon, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news here in the Inland Empire on KCAA 1050 AM. Patricia Cherie Smith, 26 of Hemet, appeared in Riverside Superior Court yesterday to answer for felony charges related to her role in an armed robbery at Pacific Premier Bank February 4th of this year. After the bank robbery, officials located the suspect vehicle and attempted to do an enforcement stop near San Antonio and Chino. The driver, who was later identified as Patricia Smith, exited the vehicle and was contacted by police. The passenger, Paul Alfred Eugene Johnson, 59 of Hemet, jumped into the driver's seat and fled the area, leading officers in a vehicle pursuit, which resulted in an officer-involved shooting. Smith immediately told officers she was a victim of a carjacking by a man armed with a handgun. An interview with Smith determined that she was an accomplice in the robbery. During the court proceedings, Smith entered a guilty plea on 3 counts of armed robbery. With 3 strikes, she was sentenced to state prison. And emergency crews, while working early Wednesday morning to rescue a driver who crashed on the edge of Highway 18. The driver smashed through a guardrail at about 4:34 in the Arctic Circle area west of Big Bear Lake. The vehicle was located about 7 feet over the roadside, and about 30 feet of a guardrail was damaged. No injuries were reported there. And Monday afternoon, Victor Valley Sheriff deputies responded to a call citing a dead body in the desert between Victorville and Barstow. The body appeared to be that of a severely dehydrated Hispanic male. Investigators processed the scene, and the body remains were transported to the coroner's office. An autopsy will be conducted to determine the cause of death and, of course, the man's identity. Inland Empire weather, we've got some clouds out there, but the sun is trying to peek through. Highs near 74, lows drop into 55. Currently, we are at 69 degrees in San Bernardino. Looking at your drive, stop and go traffic on the 60 westbound between Main Street and Valley Way. Also got some slow-moving maintenance going on the I-10. That is eastbound and the westbound side, both in between the 215 and Etiwanda. All right, that is going on till 2:30 this afternoon. And in Ontario, you've got an accident blocking the shoulder of the I-15 southbound right at 4th Street. So expect some delays in those areas. That is the latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, KCAA 1050 AM.
Miss one of your favorite shows? Don't worry, we've got your radio DVR right here on kcaa-radio.com. Log on and listen to any show you want, anytime you want, on KCAA 1050 AM.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at KCAA Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
KCAA.
Determination. You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. This is your show. Thank you for calling in. The phone number is 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Austin is in Little Rock, Arkansas. Hey, Austin, how are you?
I'm good, Dave, man. Are you better than you deserve?
I am, sir. How can I help?
Well, Dave, I am a 24-year-old. I just graduated bartending school. I've worked several different jobs in my life, but I'm trying to go back to school. Right now, I am looking for a job, and I wanted some advice from some of your famous wisdom, if you will.
Okay. You're looking for a job since you just graduated in bartending, right?
Correct. Yeah, that's harder than I thought to find a job bartending. I've applied for God knows how many places.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked for Apple, I've worked for AT&T, I've worked for a lot of different companies.
No, they don't have bars, though. You're applying at bars, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Now, is that what you're asking me about, is how to get a job at a bar?
Yes.
How many personal interviews have you had after these applications?
None. I have been putting applications online. I've called the places. I've gone up and talked to the people in person. It's a struggle, man. My goal is to do it to get back into college. I refuse to do student loans.
Mm-hmm.
I've paid for college before, and I haven't finished yet. I took a break, but I've always paid as I went along, which is not fun. Let me be honest with you on that.
Yeah, it's not. It's a pain, but it's better than student loans.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you using for food money now? How do you make a living to eat?
Well, for the last I saved up some. The job I had before I went to bartending school was a travel job. They laid us all off basically, but I saved up enough money to kind of live. But I'm, slowly getting down to my last dime.
How much money do you have left?
I don't even want to say, to be honest with you. I'm getting pretty low. I recently moved back to my parents' home to get myself together, basically. I was engaged at one time, and it didn't work out. So they told me, come home, save some money, try and get yourself back together. So
okay.
I'm at a crossroads.
When you met these people, what was your appearance? Is your appearance off-putting?
I hope not. I wore slacks and a nice dress shirt. Didn't wear a tie. They went over that in the bartending school.
Yeah, most of the time, I don't think I've ever met a bartender with a tie, so that's cool. But I'm talking about, your hair, your beard, those kinds of like dress for success when you're going to an interview kind of thing. I don't want you to overdress, but I'm wondering if they're seeing something. You got a Mike Tyson tattoo around your eye. What's...
No. Clean shaven. I usually keep my hair cut and trimmed up.
All right, so we know it's not that then. You're pleasant to talk to. You're articulate. I've been talking to you, so you're not putting a weird vibe off over the radio here, so that's good. So we know it's not that. You took a bath before you went and brushed your teeth and all that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that. So maybe it's the approach. I don't know. I'll give you an idea to try. And I don't know that it's like magic. It's not like some kind of this will work, try it every time. It's not that. But it's an idea. And I've seen it work a few times. I'd pick the top 5 most expensive bars in the city.
Okay.
And I would offer, I would go in and hang out and say, I really need to meet the manager for 2 minutes. I want 2 minutes of his time. That's all I want, just 2 minutes. And say, I want to make you the strangest offer, sir, you've ever had in your life. I just finished bartending school, and I think I know what I'm doing, and they think I'm knowing what I'm doing. I got this silly little plaque here that says I do, but I want to come in here for the next 2 weeks every single night, and I want to work for free. And I want to prove to you that I'm the best thing on the planet when it comes to bartending. I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to make myself so valuable that you will have to hire me. And I'll sign a waiver, liability waiver. I'm not going to fall and then sue you or something like that. I'll wash the glasses. I'll take care of the other bartenders. I'm not going to be a threat to them. I'll just cover when you're busy, and I'm going to be the most pleasant person you've ever been around. And I'm going to make myself so valuable that you can't get rid of me. And just out of 5 of them, 1 of them will go, well, yeah, kid, you're crazy, but we'll try it free. I mean, and it might work. It might land, you might get your foot in the door, and you might land a job as long as you don't have other personality quirks or appearance things or something that are throwing this whole thing off. And I don't think you do based on our discussion here. Well, I mean, I'm just being blunt because, I mean, I've had people come in here with their pants around their ankles looking for a dadgum job. I mean, if you're going to come in here, you need to wear a belt. You know?
Yeah.
And so this isn't a rap group. You know, we're a financial organization. So, you know, you just have to use some dadgum good sense when you're doing this stuff. And sometimes people do and sometimes they don't. So if you're going in there dressed appropriately and an appropriate appearance to go into a high-class, nice bar in Little Rock, Arkansas, and you can talk the lingo, and you can make the drinks, and you can bust the tables, and you know what to do, and you're going to be smiling, and you're going to be stepping and fetching, and you're going to be hustling, and you're going to make that guy go, man, this is the best guy I've ever seen in my life. I got to hire him. Try it.
I like it, yeah.
Call me back, tell me if it works.
I will. I definitely will, Dave. That's actually the best advice I've gotten so far.
Yeah. But go in person. And listen, applying for jobs online, this is for everybody out there, it's a complete waste of time. Nobody gets hired online. It's a complete waste. There's a bazillion people apply for a bazillion things online, and it just doesn't work. It's a personal contact. Hey, do you know anybody working at any of those hotels or restaurants or bars?
I knew a girl that worked at a local place downtown, but even then, she's part-time, and I've kind of been begging her to put in a good word for me.
No, I don't want to put in a good word for you. I want her to just set up a chance for you to talk to somebody. I don't want her to give you a referral. Just, I mean, even if your mother plays bridge with a guy with a guy who's or with a gal whose son works at one of these places. I mean, even it could be a 6 degrees of separation thing. But if you know a single person, you can mention their name. Go, you know, my mom knows John over here, and or John's friend over. You know, John, my mom plays bridge with John's mother, or John, that kind of thing. I don't care what it is, but something to where there's some kind of point of connectivity, and you're not just Austin off the street. You know?
Yeah.
And that helps too, because the online application thing is a complete freaking waste of time. You can fill out 7,000 applications, you'll never get a job. Because no one just reads your resume and your application online and we go, oh, that's it! We were looking for him! Out of the 73,000 people that applied for this, he's the one! That never happens, okay? It just doesn't. And it is a thing of who you know. Not like it's a good old boys club, but just somebody knows somebody. I mean, sometimes my wife is over at the Y with this running herd that she runs with, and one of them knows somebody's kid that knows somebody's kid that wants to come to work over here. And that at least gets their name out of the pile of dadgum applications. Doesn't mean we're going to hire them, but at least we give them a look then. We may give them a look and say no, but at least we give them a look. And, you know, that's, you know, some kind of a connectivity point is very helpful. Not because it gets you the job, it just gets you a hearing for the job. But online apps, you just get buried in a pile, man. So it's a people business that you're in when you're trying to get hired. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Fridays just got fabulous. Don't forget to reserve a seat in the Happy Hour Lounge with Ben and Alexander every Friday at 6 p.m. on KCAA 1050 AM.
This is KCAA. This is KCAA.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Are you tired? Are you tired of being tired? Do you hate your job? Do you feel like you're on a hamster wheel and want to jump off into balanced living? Then tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. for Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. It's a show about hope and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So there's no CNN, constantly negative news, no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kardashian talk. Instead, you will hear callers ask Dr. Marissa, also known as the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, for advice about love, hate, money, jobs, sex, and what to do next. So join me every Thursday at 7 for Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa on KCAA AM 1050 NBC News Radio. This is Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah, signing off until then. Peace in and peace out.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me, Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights, 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first.
Thank you for joining us, America. We're so glad you're with us. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Chris is with us in Augusta, Georgia. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Doing well, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I've been living on a written plan here for probably the past six months or so, and I budget money out of every paycheck to give. And I recently gave money to a friend. A friend of mine asked to borrow a little bit of money, and I said I won't loan it to you, but I will give it to you. And they said they didn't want it if they couldn't pay it back or anything. And I said, I'm more than happy to give it to you. I know you need it. So I just kind of slipped the money under their door when they weren't at home, and they got really offended, and now they won't speak to me. And I was really kind of confused by that, and I was wondering how I should kind of handle that situation.
I think they have a problem. I mean, you're trying to do something nice, and now they're offended and won't speak to you. I mean, what are they, 4 years old?
I wonder.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Unless there's more to this story, there may be background on this friendship or something that plays into this interplay. But just the simple act of I don't want to take it unless I pay it back. And then you slip it on the door. I would have just brought it back to you and said, dude, I said no. Okay. But, I mean, if he really wants to take that stand, but now I'm offended and I won't speak to you because you tried to help me. I mean, that's just whacked. So I think that's on them. Now, I would say that in the future, if someone says that, I would just abide by their wishes.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to force someone to take a gift from me. But, I mean, it's kind of like you're arguing over the bill when you go out to eat with some friends or something. It's like, well, I'm going to pick it up. No, I'm going to pick it up. No, I'm going to pick it up. And, then you try to play the game of who gets up from the table the fastest and goes and finds the waiter and pays the bill, prepays it before it comes to the table. And, you're just getting this whole gamesmanship trying to pay the stinking bill for somebody.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And I get into those things occasionally. It's kind of funny. But and finally I just say, okay, thank you. Thank you for dinner. And let them buy, and I'll buy next time or whatever. But where if I'm got a situation like that, I just say, listen, I'm on as a matter of principle, I'm against debt, and I don't want. I'm sorry.
And that's exactly what I said. I don't want to ruin this friendship. I don't want to create that master-servant dynamic. And I mean, it feels good to give. It's like you say, it's the most fun you'll ever have with money.
Yeah.
And
how old is the person that did this?
22.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'll be 23 later this week. So.
That's just they're just being immature. That's all it is. And so, what I do is I just call them and apologize.
Okay.
And just say, I'm sorry. You told me not to give it to you. I was just trying to help. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And just, it doesn't hurt anything. And then, and they gave the money back already, or?
No, they still have.
They kept the money and they're mad.
They said they wanted to. I just haven't seen them, so.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take it back and I'll give it to somebody else. I mean, I'm just sorry. I thought I was trying to do something good. And I didn't want to mess up our friendship, and now I did anyway, and I'm sorry. I didn't want to do that. So I'll take the money back. It's fine. I'll give it to somebody else. It's not a big deal. And, but then you just got to know you're dealing with a very immature person from this point forward, and so forth. But in general, I just try to respect someone's wishes on that. If they really mean it, and this guy obviously did, that I don't want the money unless I can pay it back, then you go, okay, well, we've got a problem here because I will not loan it to you. Yeah. So the only way I'll do this, I'm more than happy to give it to you, but if you won't receive it that way, then the conversation's over, and hey, I wish you luck, and I know you need it. I'm willing to help you, but I understand, and I'm going to respect your wishes, and you have to respect the fact that I don't do loans, and so that's where we are.
Okay.
And do it that way. Good question, man. Thank you for calling. Open phones this hour at 888-825-5225. One of the things I talk about in the new book, The Legacy Journey, I call it the new book because it's the last book I did. It came out actually November of last year. It's a book about wealth, not about money. There's a difference. It's God's view of wealth, not God's view of money. Money's transactional. Money's used for buying food and helping others and that kind of stuff. But wealth is a different thing than money. Wealth is a bigger picture, more philosophical discussion. And the Legacy Journey is about God's view of wealth. And in that book, I talk a lot about generosity. As a matter of fact, I talk a lot about outrageous generosity. And I was listening to my friend Craig Groeschel the other day on one of our podcasts. Chris Brown, one of our guys here, does a leadership podcast for church leaders called the Momentum Leadership Podcast. By the way, you can listen to it. Craig Groeschel was on it. Robert Morris was on it just the other day. And you can listen to it by going to stewardshipcentral.org and downloading the podcast. And, by the way, Chris Brown, is coming out with a new radio show on Christian radio, 20 cities plus a podcast, What the Bible Says About Money, 30 minutes every day, 5 days a week. And that comes out June 1 in just a few weeks. So be watching for that. Chris is one of our Ramsey personalities. I'm really excited for him for this project and to have a whole megaphone out there about what the Bible says about money on Christian radio. But anyway, in listening with Craig the other day, and Robert, they both have really good sayings and really good philosophy on generosity. And I've picked up a couple of things, listening to those two podcasts lately, that I would add to where I won't be doing it, but where I rewriting The Legacy Journey. You know, the Bible says, don't let the right hand know what the left hand's doing. And so give anonymously, in other words. And the vast majority of the giving that we do as the Ramsey family is anonymous. You don't know where it is, and it's none of your business because it doesn't have anything to do with you, and it's God giving it anyway. He's just using me to do it. So I'm staying out of the way. It's anonymous. And I'm really kind of a freak about that. I work really, really hard for the ministry that we give the money to not use us to not try to give us some kind of ego feedback for having given the money, because we don't consider it our money. We consider it God's money that we just gave them. And so we work really hard about that anonymity thing and staying off the thing. But I think I've made a mistake on some of that. So I think some things giving ought to be done anonymously. And there's other times that giving, and Craig Rochelle brought this up the other day, when you're in a leadership position of some kind, and I am, especially in this money space, if you're pastoring a church, you are. If you're a leader in the community and you're known, you are in a leadership position. You operate a big company in your community, then you're in a leadership position in that community, by definition, even if you didn't sign up for it. You don't have to be in the Chamber of Commerce. You just are known as being, this lady owns a big company in our area, you know, that kind of a thing. Then you have the opportunity to do giving that's not anonymous, to model for others what proper giving looks like. You get the opportunity to share with others what giving looks like by the way you do it publicly. And thereby inspiring others, the Bible says, to good works. And so you're doing good works where people can see them to inspire others to good works. You have to be very careful with that one, because you can really go past the humility mark there and go over into the pride mark, and where you're saying, look at me, what I'm doing. And that's very dangerous stuff in the generosity space of your brain. So you want to be doing generosity because it changes you into a generous person, not because you're feeding your ego. But there are times that you're modeling and you're showing others that by following these financial peace principles, by following the baby steps, by getting out of debt and being on a budget and living on less than I make, I've been able to build a level of wealth with money. And you have too. And you have the chance to say, hey, this stuff works, and therefore God's able to use me to cause this ministry to be funded, to cause this to happen. You don't always have to mention amounts, but you need to model that you're out there in the community giving. Because if you're looked up to, that causes people that look up to you to want to be givers too. And you are spurring generosity on. Versus, I know people who give a lot, and some of you think they don't give anything. But I happen to know their deal because I'm on the inside of their deal. And so, like I know one guy worth $2 billion, and I know he gave away almost $400 million last year, and nobody knows it. Because he didn't care what you think, for one thing. But he's missing the opportunity to model for others that idea that, hey, when you get to be a billionaire, you can have $400 million a year. You know what you can? Oh my goodness! Wow, how that would inspire some others to want to become a billionaire so that they could do that. I think it might. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and kcaa-radio.com.
I'm Brian Lindsay.
I'm Ashley Lindsay.
We love each other, and we've always loved each other. I was signing for student loans for my wife because I thought that's what husbands do. Yeah, I'll sign for her to get another student loan, and the whole time it's ridiculous. I just didn't have a clue. My wife, when she was pregnant, I remember as a husband near weeping because I couldn't go out and buy her jeans that would fit.
I had a rubber band that would hold my pants so that they could grow with me. So, yeah, it was bad.
I thought we made all the right decisions, but I didn't know that we had this huge issue. I thought everything was fine. because we didn't have credit card debt and we didn't have all these other things and we didn't owe for our cars and we didn't owe for all this stuff. So I thought, we're awesome, we're great. And the whole time we're underwater and I didn't realize it. You know, I didn't really understand. I thought Dave Ramsey's message was don't do credit cards and don't do, you know, car loans, buy your cars with cash. I thought that was his message, but it was so much more. And when I started to look at it, I realized, you know, we messed up.
When he said, we need to really buckle down on this Dave Ramsey, I was like, let's do it. And he downloaded the internet program with a budget. That really, really helped us see where our cash was going.
Our first big loan was for $4,000, and we paid it off.
We were ecstatic. Brian made me look at the computer when he paid. He said, I'm getting ready. He entered. We are getting ready to pay off our first loan. And so we sat there, and as he pushed enter, and it was like zero balance. I mean, there was just silence in the room.
And then, we went to Kroger and got a big steak and ate, and we're like, yes, this is the first one. It's gone.
It was just amazing.
This is KCAA.
California headline news. Crews are vigorously working to clean a major oil spill near Santa Barbara. County Fire Department Captain Dave Zanaboni says the beach was a mess.
The beach was just covered in thick black crude. The rocks were covered. The waves that were coming in were just black oil.
A pipeline ruptured yesterday at Refugio State Beach, spilling an estimated 21,000 gallons of crude oil, some of which flowed into the ocean about 50 yards. The federal government says wildfires in the West are spreading more quickly because of an invasion of non-native plants and grasses that burn more easily.
California is best when we have native plants that are used to fire. Fire is part of that habitat. But when we get invasive pests, they become much more of a fire threat.
Daniel Berland with CAL FIRE. Minimum wage workers in L.A. a step closer to getting a huge bump in pay. L.A. City Council approving raising the minimum wage of $9 an hour over the next 5 years to $15 an hour by 2020. Geico weather, cloudy, cool in much of the state today. Jeff Scott, California News.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Come visit the all-new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Get an early start and have a bountiful buffet breakfast at Tiger Trail's Sambutan Longhouse while watching these majestic creatures. A tiger keeper will be on hand to share stories about these fascinating felines and will invite one of the tigers to join the session. Then explore the Tiger Trail's 5.2 acres, watch the tigers climb rocks, swim in ponds, and nap in tall grasses. See these beautiful animals up close, all at the new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Go to San Diego Zoo Safaripark.org. Here's a look at the KCAA community calendar. I'm Di Rice.
Hey! What are you trying to do? You ruined my record, man. I just bought it.
Has that ever happened to you? Has someone scratched your records? Find replacements or find the records you're looking for at the Inland Empire Record Collective this Saturday, May 23rd. Record vendors will be selling all genres of music, and a lineup of DJs will be playing all genres of music. It's a free event going on from 10 till 6 in Parking Lot 16 at 3587 University Avenue in Riverside. There will also be live music, art, clothing, artisans, food, and more. Bring the entire family for a day of fun at the Inland Empire Record Collective this Saturday, May 23rd in downtown Riverside. For more information, go to recordcollective@gmail.com. And that's a look at the community calendar. I'm Di Rice on KCAA 1050 AM.
Speaking of everything, this is AM 1050 KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. Colin and Carrie are with us in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, good.
Hi, good.
Welcome, welcome. So I see on my screen you're calling in to do your debt-free scream.
That's right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. How much have you paid off?
About $53,000.
Very cool. And how long did that take you?
11 months.
Making what kind of money during that time?
Carrie, you want to say?
About $120,000.
Great. What do you guys do for a living?
I am I work in merchandising for a corporate grocery chain here on the East Coast.
Okay.
And I am an industrial and organizational psychologist for an automotive manufacturing company.
Great. Very cool. Good for you guys. Great job. So what kind of debt was the $53,000?
Student loans. All student loans.
All student loans. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So what happened 11 months ago that made you decide you could get out of debt and should get out of debt?
Well, we got married right at the beginning of that. And we went through our marital counseling, and they had us read Total Money Makeover.
Ah, okay. Good pre-marriage counseling. All right. How old are you two?
29, right around 29. Carrie doesn't want to say, right?
I just turned 30.
Congratulations. Okay, good. Happy birthday. Cool. Well, good. And so the pre-marriage counseling, you got the book, and as you're going through the engagement process, you start going, okay, when we get married, we're going to attack this. Were both of you on board with that instantaneously?
You want to say it, Carrie?
Yeah, pretty much. It was my student loans that were there, so there was a little bit more than that I paid off us getting married, but not very fast at all. And once we read through the book, we were both on board.
Yeah, but I mean, you're making good money, and you guys really decided in your very first year of marriage to have no life to get this paid off. Looking at this math.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out less than usual. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Well, how's it feel to be debt free?
Good.
Awesome.
Very good. We're actually going to on Saturday. We're actually going to Mexico with some friends for vacation, so we're really excited about that.
There you go. Now that you're out of this, you can do anything, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
So, what do you say the key to getting out of debt was? I mean, in 11 months, you pay off $53,000, making $120,000. What do you tell people the key to doing that is?
Yeah, Carrie, what do you think?
Well, definitely teamwork between the two of us. We both had to decide what we were going to sacrifice in order to do that and agree.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that was the biggest thing for us.
Do you have any good budget fights?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're not done yet either, so.
What was the biggest worst budget fight during the first year?
That's a good question. We have like each month we have like $125 we can each spend, and it's always like, should we put that up or down, or is it always going to be the same? I think probably it's one of the funniest ones.
Okay, so when one of you's got something you want to do, the other one's holding them back.
Yeah.
That'll do it. That'll do it. Very good. Well, good for you two. Very well done. Congratulations. All right, Colin and Carrie, 11 months married, and 11 months later, debt-free. $53,000 paid off during that time, making $120,000. Count it down. Let's hear a great debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Way to go! Good job, you two. Very well done. Yeah, that was awesome, guys. Thank you. Very fun. All right, JR is with us in Atlanta. Hey, JR, how are you?
Hi there, Dave. Doing well. Hope you are.
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, we're selling my wife's house at a loss. By the time you roll commission and closing costs and the mortgage balance, it'll be about $14,000. Now, thank God we have no debt on us, and we actually have a good savings in the bank to the tune of about $28,000. So the question I have for you, and I got some complications factors, but here's the straightforward question. Go ahead and just pay the $14,000 out of our savings account, or since we have a baby coming in November, do we take out a little personal loan to kind of hold off on that risk?
By adding the risk of the loan.
Well, it's either it's either take the $14,000 and eliminate half our savings, or make $200 a month from a loan.
Yeah, I got it. But you add the risk of having debt.
Yeah,
that's what
true.
you're missing.
That's
Yeah. Okay. I'd pay for it. I'd just write a check. You got $14,000 left, and you got a baby coming in November. You got time to save plenty of money, and you don't have any debt at that point.
No, sir.
And so 28 minus 14 is 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your household income?
After we move and take a new job, we'll be making $75,000 a year.
Excellent. Okay. So you said did I hear you say you're selling your wife's house? So this is like from another marriage or something?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. We each bought a house before we met each other.
Oh, okay.
And so I turned mine into an investment property. It's been carrying the mortgage with the profit, but ever since she left South Carolina, they've added a nice 2% out-of-state tax to it. And so now it's going to outstrip the profit, so we don't want to, keep paying on something that's going to be losing money.
Okay, so you're debt-free except your home and your rental home at that point then?
That is correct, sir.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I would write a check. I'd be debt-free, and I wouldn't borrow a loan. Now, because you got $14,000, you make good money, you'll be able to add back. You don't have the negative drain of this house on you anymore on your budget, and you got plenty of time between now and November to build up a really, really good, fancy, nice emergency fund with a baby on the way. Congratulations. Thanks for the call. Meg is with us in Denver. Hey, Meg, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, sir. It's an honor to speak with you today.
You too. What's up?
So my husband took a leap of faith about a year or so ago, and he started his own company. And we're very blessed that he's doing really, really well. What's happening now, though, is that we're getting very busy. I also work outside of the home, and the home is just kind of falling to the side, and I feel like my children are kind of being getting the second hand. And so I'm just wondering, is it too much pressure in the first year for me to kind of go home, I guess, to stay at home? We're struggling with the decision on whether or not we should take that leap and get me at home.
Okay, and you want to be at home?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what do you make now?
But I just $110,000.
You make $110,000.
Yes, sir. That's the other thing is I feel like I have such a great job, and
that's a little harder to walk away from. Yeah. And what is he making?
Yeah. Last year he was able to gross $200,000 before taxes, and that was only
taxable
9 months.
What's his taxable income?
It was $200,000.
Oh, $200,000.
Taxable, they reduced that down a ways, but what we calculated, was $200,000. He was able to walk away with $150,000 even after taxes.
Mm-hmm. Can y'all live on $150,000?
Yes, sir.
I would hope.
We could, and he's expecting to do more. He's growing right now.
And what kind of a business is he in?
Construction.
Great.
Concrete construction.
And what kind of career field are you in?
Finance.
Be a little more specific.
I kind of don't want to.
Okay. Are you in banking, or are you a financial analyst, or?
Yes. Like that.
Okay, so what I'm trying to determine is not just to get into your business, but what I'm trying to determine is how re-employable you are if his concrete business goes south.
Very. I feel that my skills would be very.
Okay, so you could be at home and keep your skills sharp and stay on top of the business side of what you're doing enough that you could walk back in and pick something up fairly easily if something happened to his deal. Yeah, I'd quit.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
Even though it's just a year?
I would.
It's so fresh. I'm just afraid to put too much pressure on.
Well, you can go back to work if it falls apart.
Right.
You can go back to work if it falls apart, and he can go get something else if it falls apart. Security's an illusion when someone else is writing your check anyway. So security's you're only secure as your ability to go in the marketplace and do something again. And both of you have that security. I'd quit. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
KCAA invites you to listen to professional money manager Bill Gunderson every weekday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. Bill Gunderson is a highly respected money manager. He's a regular contributor to MarketWatch, TheStreet.com, and Town Hall Finance. Gunderson has appeared many times on the Fox News Channel, the Fox Business Network, and CNBC. You can hear Bill Gunderson's daily insight into the market at 7 a.m. weekdays, right here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
One of the most overlooked priorities in a family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at KCAA Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
If you're like most, your trust in traditional financial advice has taken a big hit in the...
We know you're there. We can hear you talking on AM 1050 KCAA.
Thank you for joining us, America. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. Do you need some summer reading options? Well, you need to check out our $10 sale. This is the absolute best time of year to buy our books. Yeah, $10. Get this. You can pick up any of our best-selling books like The Total Money Makeover, Entree Leadership, The Legacy Journey, Smart Money, Smart Kids, Start, Quitter. They're all there for $10 each. That's a deal. And tons of DVDs and envelope budgeting systems, also $10. Check it all out at DaveRamsey.com or call customer care. They'll help you at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223, 888-227-3223. Kyle is with us in Denver, or Nathan is, I'm sorry. Hi, Nathan, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, sir.
Sure. What's up?
Okay, I'm going to try to cut it all short. About a year ago, my wife passed away, so I have 2 little kids. I am a truck driver. I'm not debt-free. I have about $50,000 in debt right now.
What kind of debt?
I'm pretty automotive and credit cards.
Okay. How much do you owe on the cars?
32.
Okay. Of the 50.
Of the 50, yeah. And then credit cards and some personal one a personal student loan, family, and then a second one is to the funeral home still.
Mm. What do you make a year?
So, well, right now I net about $1,000 a week.
Okay, so about $52 a year. Okay.
That's net, not gross. But so here's my conundrum. I drive a truck, so I can work. I work hard. I make that net right now about $1,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at buying a truck, $80,000 truck. So that would put me further into debt. But with that $80,000 debt, I could then see profits in the neighborhood of $4,000 to $6,000 a week.
Not true.
Well, that would just be the gross numbers.
Yeah.
I'd still have to make all the payments out of that. But
You're going to do all of this and break even is what you're going to do. I know the trucking business, man. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but I work with a lot of truckers over the years. And
what I'd like to do is be able to, in a couple of years, I mean, the loan's looking at a 4-year loan, so in 4 years I'll finally be able to make some money beyond the $1,000 a week that I make now.
Yeah, I know this is your plan, but I got to tell you, if you're my best friend and we sat down over coffee, I'd try to talk you out of it. You don't need $80,000 in debt to start a small business, and basically that's what you're doing. You're opening a small business. You're going in the trucking business, and that's what you do when you buy a rig. You're self-employed, and you have to get you have to line up the loads, and you have to pay the taxes, and you have to pay the repairs, and you have to pay the tow bill when it goes down, and it doesn't work out like you think it's going to exactly. If your dream is to own and operate a rig, I would sell your cars, and that gets rid of a whole bunch of debt, like well over half your debt. Gets you about $1,000 beater to get around in. Get rid of the $32,000 worth of vehicle debt that you've got, and then I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get the rest of this paid off as soon as possible. And then I would save up and pay cash for about a $20,000 rig, not an $80,000 rig, and get started that way and never be in debt. Because, man, let me tell you what's going to happen. When you have those debt payments facing you, you're going to take loads you shouldn't take. You ask anybody in the trucking business, they'll tell you that's what's going to happen. When that bear is chasing you down the hallway, called payments on $80,000, you will start taking gigs you shouldn't take just to make the cash flow, and you really won't be making a profit, and you'll start spinning your wheels even more, no pun intended.
Okay.
So please don't go $80,000 in debt to open your own business. Please don't do that. It's not going to be the blessing that you have figured out in your head that it is. Now, I do want you to go, if you want to own a trucking company, I do want you to do that. Let's have a plan to do that. But let's execute that over the next few years. And, in the meantime, try to figure out some other things you can do to make better income or more income or whatever, and certainly get rid of these debts as fast as possible. Because if you got no payments and you have a paid-for, cheaper rig, even if it breaks down, you come out way ahead. I mean, you have no house payment. I mean, you got no car payments. The student loans paid off. The family loans paid off. Can you imagine how there's no stress then?
Yeah.
Breathe that in, and breathe in that you're driving down the road in a rig you paid cash for, even if it's a $25,000 rig, and it took you a few years to get there. It changes the whole equation. All of a sudden, you start making smarter decisions about the loads you take because you don't have to take something. You're not desperate. Because every time I get desperate, Nathan, I get stupid. And so this is me trying to talk you out of it. I am not saying don't live your dream. I am saying don't live a nightmare. And how you live your dream keeps it from becoming a nightmare. So that's how I would approach this. Now, how long ago did your wife pass?
About 8 months ago.
I'm so sorry. What happened?
Cancer.
Oh, how old was she?
34.
Oh, my goodness. And how old are your babies?
4, well, almost 4, almost 8.
Oh, man. Wow. You got your hands full. You got your hands full.
I do, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do to provide a better life for them.
I want you to. And I'm with you. I'm on your team. I'm not against you. Believe me. And once I hear that part of the story, it makes me more on your team. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to Financial Peace University which is our 9-week class. I'm going to pay for it. Okay? So you can learn how to handle money. And then we just announced yesterday the SMART conference is coming to Denver in the fall. And the I'm looking. What is the dates on that? October 17th or 24th, one of the two. Okay, we're going to be in Denver and we're going to be in Phoenix, October the 17th and the 24th, and doing the all-day SMART conference on a Saturday. Can you get somebody to watch the kiddos if I give you free tickets to that?
I hope so.
Okay. I'm going to give you a couple tickets. Bring a friend with you, and maybe you can get a relative or somebody to help you with them to get you into the SMART conference all day. Because what that'll do is we can pour some back into your gas tank, because emotionally you've just been through the ringer. And not only are you grieving, but you're also alone to take care of all this stuff, and it's coming at you like bees out of a dadgum beehive, right? I mean, it's coming at you fast, and it's hard to make decisions in the middle of that, and you're grabbing at stuff, and I don't blame you. I think you're a good man, and you're trying to man up and work your way through this, and so I'm going to help you. I want you to go through Financial Peace University. I want you to go to the SMART Conference. I'm going to pay for both, and hopefully we can put some fuel in your tank and give you a framework for making these decisions, and we can be a part of you turning this completely around, okay?
I appreciate that.
All right, man. You hold on, and Kelly will pick up. We'll get you SMART Conference tickets to Kelly, as well as Financial Peace University, and that's for him in Denver. Is that the 24th or the 17th of October? I can't remember. It's one of those two. Either way, the one's one weekend, one's the other weekend. So that's what we need to do. Yeah, James, when you redo this live events sheet, just make sure you put those SMART Conferences on there, because I can't remember my name sometimes when I'm on the air. Okay. Open phones at 888-825-5225. 34. Wow. That's real, y'all. That's real. That just happened right here on the radio. That reminds you to do smart stuff and to get your... You know, there's an old saying when somebody's sick, get your affairs in order. Let me help you with this. You don't need to be sick to get your affairs in order. You need to take that call right there as your inspiration to get your affairs in order. You need to get your act together. Everybody's walking along acting like you got, I got 10 years to be stupid, and then I'll be smart for 20. Why don't you just start being smart now? All of you. And just take that as your inspiration. Me too. But you got to live your life in such a way that your affairs are always in order. There you go. That's a good way of saying it. Man. Ouch. Puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. Our thanks to James Childs, our producer. Blake Thompson's our executive producer. Kelly Daniel is our associate producer and phone screener. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, and we'll be back.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.